You know, our hearts and our heads have really been in Parkland, Florida. But less than 6 months ago, our country witnessed the deadliest single-day mass shooting in our modern history. 58 people killed, more than 500 injured, when a gunman opened fire on thousands of concert goers in Las Vegas. So I got in my van to talk to the people who were directly impacted by the shooting and just try to learn how is the city healing and getting, their thoughts on this whole political gunfight that is now consuming the country. All right, Las Vegas. Let's see what we can do here. Here we go.
Hi.
Welcome. Yeah, roll that thing back. That's a classic minivan. Old school.
How you doing, man?
It takes like mom's strength to open the door.
Well, I have that, so.
One of the most grisly, awful shootings in American history happened right here in this otherwise beautiful city.
This was the dirt lot we ran through. You were at this dirt lot too. Yeah.
That was the fence we knocked down.
So both of you were actually there the night of the shooting, is that right?
Yes. It was unimaginable. I was watching people just dive over the bars and just the fear in their eyes as they're just hiding.
And I remember sitting there going, when is this going to stop? Because just the agony when you realize like it's not stopping, and this is real now. And now I'm part of a mass shooting. Like I'm not just someone I see on TV anymore. This is like my reality now.
Now, David, you weren't at the venue. You were in town, though.
No.
You actually you sell guns, you sell ammunition, and then later on it turns out that the shooter actually bought a couple of his guns from your shop. How did you feel when you learned that?
You get a little angry. You do the best you can. You do due diligence. You follow every law we can follow. I'm definitely not condoning that wacko, but at the same time, it's a tool. It's a tool that he chose to use that day instead of a bomb.
You were lawfully selling weapons in a lawful way to somebody who then unlawfully shot this whole place up. I mean, you were here. You saw the bullets flying.
Yeah. I feel like it's ridiculous. Like I don't blame him or his shop or it's kind of, I just have no place in my life for guns, and I don't want to see a gun. I don't want to run from a gun. I don't want to be around a gun. That's just me. Like I did grow up that way.
How old are your kids?
3 and 5.
3 and 5.
My 3-year-old actually the other day. My husband and I were talking about going to a concert that we were going to go to, and he goes, "Mommy, are you going to a shooting concert?" And for that to be like an adjective in his vocabulary, I don't know. It just, I hit you pretty hard as a mom, I think. That he's 3 and that's his world now.
I'm obviously a gun enthusiast and a sport shooter and a hunter and everything else, and I have reasons why I have what I have. And I also believe I don't need a reason to have what I have. But what I do believe is the system is broken.
I'm all about our Second Amendment, and but I do think that we have laws in place already that aren't being used. Why aren't we actually enforcing those laws that we already have in place instead of just trying to get rid of guns?
We could research it, which we're not doing. We don't treat it like a epidemic that it is. We're not allowed to.
David, do you agree that there's an epidemic of gun violence?
There's no less guns, no more guns. We all had guns. I had guns in my truck when I was a kid in high school.
So did
all the time.
I had friends
right?
that had it.
No, my husband
nobody
did
shot
too.
up the schools, right? So I think we have to look at what the real problem is, and I don't think it's the guns. I think we have to look at maybe some parenting.
I don't know. I just think at a certain point when it seems like your right to a gun trumps my right of keeping my children alive, there's a problem.
Do you understand that if you banned guns tomorrow, or the sale of guns, or took my guns away, that it doesn't help your child's safety at all because the guns that are in the hands of the wrong people are still out there?
For people who are concerned about gun safety, you have to be able to say, we're going to pass a law and tomorrow nothing bad will ever happen again. What cause has ever been held to that standard? I've never heard that standard applied to anything else.
It's understandable, but nobody has come up with something that said this will actually help.
Can you understand why people feel, differently about, say, a gun than they might feel about a knife or a pair of scissors?
I understand it, but I also, same thing, not to sound insensitive, I find it a little bit ignorant. You can take this van and drive it through.
Yeah. Let me ask you, I'm sorry.
You just said you could drive this van through something. Well, guess what? That happened on the Strip here, and guess what we have up now? All over barricading this. We have barricades to protect the people from being run over by a car.
You didn't stop the cars. You didn't make the cars go any slower.
No, but we did. But we
changed something here.
Yeah, we changed something. We made a change. I mean, I just think that's.
But not to the car. Nobody blamed the car. Not once.
We looked at, we had a problem, a one-time problem. Same with the shoe bomb in the airport. We had a one-time thing happen, and we did something about it. We've had a bajillion-time problem with this gun thing, and we can't even enforce the laws we have. Why is that not the biggest problem in America?
Nobody can really sit down and tell me something that this will stop this because of this.
So from your point of view, bump stocks are okay, silencers are okay.
Bump stocks have nothing to do with it. So a bump stock that's making you fire a rifle faster, right? It's almost silly. You lose accuracy, right? Because you're bouncing all over the place and going crazy. You're not sitting there actually aiming shots. A silencer does not make a gun silent. 1,000%. It makes it okay for your hearing. It lowers the decibels.
At the end of the day, I look around, and when I get finished being hypnotized by the people who are smart on guns, I still say, but other countries don't have this problem.
Maybe it's because they are more in tune with each other.
I think their societies are better.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived in Europe.
I think it comes down to parenting. I think it comes down to kids bullying.
Only Americans have horrible parents?
No, you look at so many kids that are bullied that do these violent acts, whether they kill themselves or they kill other people.
You mean there are no bullies in other countries?
No, there's bullies, but maybe they teach their kids resiliency. Maybe we're a country that's too soft. We want everything perfect.
You have to say that guns are a bit of the problem, because that is a part. I mean, as much as you don't want to admit it, that is a part of it.
Everybody will agree that
We were shot by a gun. We were shot. We weren't bow and arrowed at Route 91.
I know. I was in it for the whole time.
Everybody will agree that a gun used in a crime or a gun in the wrong hands is part of the problem, 100%.
Yeah, this is a healing remembrance garden for the 58 victims.
People talk about Vegas strong. You're somebody. You've sold weapons. You guys have been on the other side of the receiving end, but you're still here.
These people deserve to still be here.